Very good afternoon and welcome to Movers and Shakers on CNBC TV 18. Well, it's been a good start to the week. So the Nifty has played catch up with the broader markets this afternoon. The Nifty sitting pretty at 58.81, up around 55 odd points, and the Sensex too showing a gain of around 192 odd points. A bit of an outperformance from the broader market. So the mid-cap index is up around 1%. The small-cap index is showing a good traction of around 2 odd percent. That's similar to what we saw on Friday as well, and it's relevant in, or rather indicative in, the advanced decline ratio, which is very healthy at around 6:1. But volumes are a bit tepid today, so we've done around 48,000 crores. Rima, hi.
Hi. In fact, the large caps have caught up with the broader markets in the last half an hour or so. So now the frontliners too are showing you a gain of about 1%. The Nifty standing at 58.82, and that's the European market opening for you. Got a slight bit of downtick going for itself. So those frontline markets have lost about 1/3%. For our own markets, it's the entire IT space, banking names, and many of the auto names which are looking quite smart in the frontliners. But what's looking good in the mid-cap space? Let's tell you. This is what we've lined up for you on the show as well. Sterlite Technology sees some good gains after its wholly owned subsidiary has completed the process of 100% acquisition of Jabalpur Transmission Company and also the Bhopal Dhule Transmission Company from PFC Consulting. Some more details coming up with the management. And Navneet Publications too see some robust gains. The company has an FY12 growth target of 15 to 17%.
And let's get to the first company then. We're talking about Sterlite Technology, showing a good traction in today's trade. We have with us ANAND AGARWAL, the CEO and director of the company, joining in to talk about the latest BSE announcement that they've made. Hi, Mr. AGARWAL. Thanks very much for joining in. Can you just take us through this announcement that you've made, that your wholly owned subsidiary has completed 100% acquisition of the Jabalpur Transmission Company and the Bhopal Dhule Transmission Company Limited? Can you just take us through the details and what exactly this means?
Sure. As one of the verticals within the group, we are a developer of transmission projects wherein we take over licensed lines in the country which are bidded for, and then we build up the transmission lines and collect concessions over a period of 35 years. So these were the two projects which were bidded by PFC, the Power Finance Corporation, and we had won these three projects, and we have the license to collect the development over the next 35 years. We'll be spending, in totality, we have 3 projects, and we'll be building them over the period of next 3.5 years. These 3 projects would require a total investment of about 4,000 crores or so. We'll be building about 2,200 kilometers of lines in various parts of the country, and 2 substations. So this is the first time that the private sector is investing into the transmission sector in such a mega manner, since the sector has opened up for private investments, and this is our foray into that.
Mr. AGARWAL, when does the execution of this project begin, and when exactly would it actually start showing in terms of numbers for you?
For the first project, the execution is already on. We have just completed about 1 year. So the first revenues for us will start coming in FY14 for the first project. And for the other 2 projects, it starts coming in FY15.
Okay. Mr. AGARWAL, thanks for joining us. So going forward, will you all be bidding for more projects? Because you indicated now that it's opened up for private players.
Yes. As more projects come in, we'll review the projects. As a macro perspective, definitely we'll be looking at more projects. In terms of timing and the scale, we'll decide when more projects come up for RFQ.
And just another word, did you all have to pay anything to acquire this from PFC Consulting, or whatever investment is required is for development of these transmission lines?
We had to pay some amount, which was the amount which had been in the SPVs of the order of about 20 crores each. But the bulk of the investment would happen as we develop the lines going forward.
Right. Mr. AGARWAL, you lined out around 4,000 crores in terms of execution of these 3 projects up till FY14, FY15, if I'm not mistaken. Can you just take us through the entire funding process of this 4,000 crores?
The first project was worth about 1,000 crores, for which we had done financial closure last year. For the other 2 projects, which would be about 3,000 crores, it would be close to about 75% debt. And since we just acquired the subsidiary a couple of days ago, we'll be now looking at talking to the various investment forums and looking at the best mix of acquiring debt.
Any sort of
it would be about 75% debt.
Okay. Any sort of equity raising or any other sort of funding which you'd be looking at besides debt?
Currently, our internal resources are good, but we'll review options as we go along.
Okay, sir.
And is this a new vertical for you all, and what are the kind of margins typically which entail in this transmission lines business?
This is a new vertical for us. It's a complete separate foray for us in the infrastructure side, and we are targeting return on equity in high teens.
Okay. Right. Mr. Agarwal, there was some concern in your Q3 numbers with regards to your margins in the power business. Can you just take us through how exactly the power business is doing now in terms of the margin picture?
As we had said during Q3, there was the margin pressure had come due to delay in some orders which had not come in. But we are seeing a good order inflow, so the situation should start stabilizing from Q2 of the current year.
Okay. And what's your expectation of how FY12 will look like now that we've entered into it in terms of revenues and margins and order book?
I think I'll be able to give better picture. We are currently in the silent period once we declare our results in a couple of weeks or so.
All right, Mr. Agarwal. Many thanks for joining us. So that's the word coming in on Sterlite Technology. We've got another buzzing stock lined up for you. Navneet Publications. Sunil Gala, the President Finance of the company, now joined us on the phone line from Mumbai.
Let's step into a short break. Come back with more.